Bella here. So a few days ago, I asked you on Twitter, or I opened up space on my Twitter for you guys to ask me questions about my move here in London, and I'm ready to answer them today. I am here today at the Postman's Park. It's a beautiful day today. I mean, it's super cold, but at least it's bright and there's a bit of sun out. I wanted to shoot this video here because this is a place that I've been wanting to visit for so long, because they shot one of the scenes of the film Closer here, and Closer is one of my favorite films. So I thought that I'd hit two birds with one stone and just visit this place for the first time and also shoot this vlog that is meaningful to me and I hope relatable to you guys as well. So I'm just gonna jump right in and I'm gonna answer your questions. The first question is from Catherine Estioco. Very cute profile photo. Okay, Catherine asked where is my favorite place here in London, and honestly I've been going around since July and there's so many places that I think I now hold dear to me. Like, I constantly go to these few places that I will mention. Also, since I moved or I left the Philippines in July, there have been several things that I had to do when I got here. Like, I had to look for an apartment, I had to open a bank account, I had to figure out everything and register myself here, and I'll get into that later. I'd say one of my favorite places is Holland Park. It's quite close to where I live, and it's super beautiful because it has something called the Kyoto Gardens in the middle, which looks like a Japanese landscape type of thing, and they have peacock. So yeah, Holland Park is definitely one of them. One thing that I think reminds me of home here is the food markets they have. So I know that we have mercados in the Philippines as well. Some of my favorites are Borough Market, which we usually go to, or I go to during the weekend. I'd recommend Saturdays because that's when it's the most busy, and I like it when there are people around me enjoying food while I'm enjoying food as well. They have really great food stalls. I recommend you guys to try, if you're here in the UK, to try the Indian food stalls. They're super amazing, and the seafood paella in the corner, that's really good. So I'd say Borough Food Market. Mercato Mayfair is something that's really special because it's set in the middle of, I guess, the shopping area in central London. It's where all the big brands are and big shopping malls are, and yet you find this tiny church that's built and, I guess, transformed into a food market or a food hall, and it's super pretty. I went again on a weekend and there was actually live music playing. There was a jazz band playing. What else? I think I also really like the Covent Garden area. I'm always there because most of the plays are in that area, Leicester Square, Covent Garden. In that vicinity, that's where I catch all the plays, and I guess it makes me feel at home because I do love watching performances and I love seeing how different and also at the same time similar the acting styles are. That bit is super interesting for me every time. That is one of my favorite areas as well. Okay, so next question from _Marian Tabasa. Also very cute profile picture. She asked, what changes have you made as part of staying there? I would say I didn't have to make huge changes, and then in some aspects I also did. When I say that I didn't make huge changes, is because I am pretty much still living the lifestyle here that I was living in the Philippines, and except for maybe driving a car or having my driver, I think that's the biggest difference. But even in Manila, I would say I lived a very quiet life, and on days that I didn't have taping or shooting, I would just stay at home. So maybe one of the changes actually is here I do go out more. I like to explore the city more, but also because there are so many parts of the city that I don't know, and there are so many parks and so many beautiful places where you can just hang out. Like, I like going to museums here, or bookstores, or libraries. Like, there's so many things you could do here. I think that is a huge change for me, the fact that I do go out a lot more. Huge changes also would be looking left and right for traffic. That's something I'm still trying to figure out. I constantly look left when I'm crossing, whereas I have to look right. And that's actually the opening scene in the film Closer, and I can't relate more than I am relating to Natalie Portman's character right now. But yeah, so I constantly have to remind myself to look right. But on a serious note, I think I had to grow up a bit even more when I moved here because I had to, like I said earlier, I had to do so many things. Like I had to register myself in different systems like NHS or just the borough where I live, and also I had to look for an apartment. And I guess in Manila it's easier to do things like that, and I don't take that for granted that, you know, life I guess was more convenient for me in the Philippines because my family is there and I had a support system I guess in Manila as well that was just always ready to help out. But I have found people here too that have been a great support system, and I do feel safe here, and I've figured out I guess the ins and outs of living here. I think those are the biggest changes so far. Next question from, I don't know how to say this, but it's alejebel_. Okay, hi. And her nickname on her Twitter profile is Belle, so my nickname is Belle. Hi. Okay. She says, what made you move there except for the reason that your boyfriend lives there? Okay, so I think this is a misconception. Norman is actually from Switzerland, and I didn't move just to be with Norman, although it does make it so much easier to be in London. At least now we're quite close to each other, and he's here a lot. I go to Switzerland a lot. It's definitely a big jump and a lot easier from even just the time difference of me living in Manila and him in Switzerland. But I did not move here specifically for that. There are many reasons why I'm here. One of them, like I mentioned on Twitter, was because I feel like the world stopped during the pandemic and I have been looking for something new to do with my life, and I feel like at this point I will be more productive here, and it just makes more sense for me to live here. Also, to those asking, my dad's actually British, so that's why I can live here, and that's why I have citizenship. So yeah. So the next question is from @Perplexia. Hi. Her question is, what are the things you really miss in the Philippines? Definitely like my family and my friends, but I do actually, you know what's funny? I speak to my mom more now here rather than when I was in Manila, because in Manila I was so busy, and I guess at the back of my head I felt like she's always there and she could come to my house anytime, or I could go to her house anytime. And my mom usually also calls me when she needs to ask me something or needs to talk to me about something. So we always had that constant feeling of it's okay, they're just here. But now that I moved to the UK, I actually talk to my mom more, and so that's fun. I also get updates from Danny and Kim and Tracy and Pia and all my friends quite often, and so I do miss them a lot, but I am very thankful that technology just kind of closes the gap, even if we're super far. What else do I miss? What's one thing that's also super funny, I don't miss the food because I cook Filipino food here way more than I ever have in my life. Like when I was in the Philippines, I never cooked tinola, I never cooked sopas, which we love, and sopas is so appropriate right now because it's so cold. I've never cooked kare-kare before. I've never cooked just a lot of things. I cook adobo more here than I ever have in my life, and I feel like I am starting to be a master chef in the Filipino food department. I could probably open a restaurant at this point. So yeah, I definitely am learning new things about myself. It's easy to take for granted things that are easily available. So like Filipino food was always constantly everywhere in the Philippines, and I always ate Filipino food on set. Like most of the time when we're taping or shooting, they serve us Filipino food. So I never had a craving for it at home, and I would just cook my usual healthy food at home. But now that I'm here and now that it's cold, and I guess to lessen the homesickness, I do cook a lot of Filipino food. So yeah, I miss my assistant. Actually, I miss Winnie, and I miss my driver Ryan. They definitely made my life easy in the Philippines, but that it goes without saying that they did help me a lot. But also at the same time, I am capable of doing the things that they were doing for me before, and so I am also enjoying that side of moving here, of doing everything on my own. I think those are the things I miss in the Philippines. Okay, so the next question is quite long. It's from Errol Micah. She said, I'm happy, thank you for this first line. She says, I'm happy to know that you're happy there. And she then continues with, what is my work here now, and if I'm settling here for good? And also, how did you prepare yourself before moving to London? And lastly, what's your current on repeat Harry Styles song? Okay, So the first thing she asked is what my work is here at the moment. So I haven't really figured out yet what it is that I want to do here. I mean, I've been acting in the Philippines for the last 14 years. I was quite fortunate to be able to shoot a movie last year still. I just finished writing a script that will be in pre-production very, very soon. And I just got a call recently from my management from Viva Films to write my next script. So I'm working on that at the moment. So I think since moving to the UK, I have been focusing on my writing a lot, and which is good. It's very therapeutic. I'm getting a lot of inspiration here. There are days when I can't write at all, but then there are days when I just want to keep on writing. So I think it's also very helpful for me to have this as my background or this as my inspiration. And yeah, it has been helping me a lot. She also asked if I'm settling here for good. That's something I can't answer, and I think you guys know this about me. I'm pretty much a free spirit. I like traveling. I like going to different places. My mom is still based in the Philippines. My dad's based in Thailand. Norman lives in Switzerland. I'm currently here. There are so many places I could be. I could even go to a place where I've never been before, and that would be completely exciting for me. So I can't say that I'm gonna settle here for good, but it wouldn't be a bad thing if I do. So yeah. And she also asked, how did you prepare yourself before moving to London? It's so funny because I've been telling all my friends about this, and I've been telling Norman this for the longest time, that I've been wanting to move to Europe. I've been saying this for years, but then, you know, it's so easy to say you're gonna do something and then a new job comes along. So like 2 years ago, I said for sure I'm moving to the UK already, and then I get a new film, and then I get a new TV show, and then another film after. And so your life is always on pause. So I think in a way that's one thing that I learned during the pandemic, to really put my foot down and just say, no, I'm finally gonna do it. I initially wanted to move into May 2020, but that's when we had really bad travel restrictions, when everything was closed and everything was so uncertain. We were only 2 months into the pandemic. And honestly, that did bring me down a little bit, because I felt like I've been pushing this around for so long, and then I had to stop dreaming of my life here again. But I am thankful I didn't move in May 2020, because I got to direct my first film in January 2021, which is 366, and you guys will see that very, very soon. We're releasing a trailer, a music video, and a teaser in a month's time, so you guys will see it very, very soon. But yeah, it's hard when you're always putting your life on pause, and I definitely know that feeling, which is why this year I finally just went for it. Like, I didn't think too much about it. I gave my things away. Some of my other things are in my mom's house. A few boxes I sent over here. I let my apartment go. I gave my car to my mom. Sputnik, who you guys are asking about a lot, is with my brother at the moment, and he's being taken care of really, really well, so we don't have to worry about him. So yeah, I just decided to get up and go and finally, you know, live the dream life I've been wanting to. So yeah, I'm doing it right now. Okay, next question. Oh, and she asked, what is my current on repeat Harry Styles song? As I really, I think, fell in love with Harry and appreciated Harry because of the Fine Line album, but if I have one song that's on repeat, I'd say it's the From the Dining Table. So yeah. Okay. Next question. From @Joyce Algalar. Okay. She says, so happy for you, Miss Bella. I just want to ask, how scary was it for you to make this big step? Thank you so much for your question. Honestly, I think every big move in life or every big decision is scary. I didn't cry before I left. I think if it's something you truly want to do, yes, it is scary deep down, but also I think deep in your heart, you're just excited and happy to finally take that big leap. And if there's anything that I hope comes out of this video or this move for you guys, I hope it inspires you to finally do that one thing that you've always wanted to do. Whether it's, I don't know, to quit your job and move to the dream job you've always wanted, or to move houses, or to finally talk to your friend that you haven't spoken to in years. Like, if there's just one thing that you can do that would make you truly happy, I think you should just go for it. And that's what I kept telling myself. So there were days, especially leading up to the flight, I think that week I had nights when I would text Danny and I would just be like, or Tracy or Pia, and I would just be like, okay, I'm finally feeling it, or it's finally sinking in, I'm moving. But it wasn't fear, it wasn't sadness, it was more that adrenaline, I guess, that, you know, I was finally gonna go for something I truly wanted for myself. And I think it's paying off here. I am very happy, and thank you to you guys who are happy for me. So yeah, I hope this is also a wake-up call for whoever's watching out there to finally do what it is that you truly want to do. Okay. It's so cold. Okay, the next question is from I am blessed 31, whose profile photo looks like the SAR album cover of Olivia Rodrigo. Hello. Okay, so she asked, what about your career? I think this is very funny. I never said I was quitting my job. I also am still working. I have a movie coming out, like I said, in February. Please watch out for 366. I've just finished the script and working on a new one. Your career doesn't end because you want to achieve something more in your life. In fact, I think this move, if anything, will help my career even more because I'm now more inspired. I feel more at home. There are kids just running around behind me. But yeah, don't think that because you choose one thing, you have to let go of another. If you're good at balancing things in your life, if you are very focused and if you know your priorities, you wouldn't have to give up one thing to make yourself happy. So yeah, if anyone out there is watching this and you're afraid and you feel like you might be disappointing people or disappointing your parents or disappointing your family or yourself because of choosing something that makes you happy, I am a living testament that that's not the case. In fact, you could be happier. You could work better because you're happier. And yeah, you don't have to give up your career because you moved. If there's anything right now, I think we are so how do I say this? I think because of the pandemic, we've, I guess, bridge the gaps. We have so much content out there. Everyone's producing their own content. We see so many creatives right now on different social media platforms creating their own content. Everyone is global right now. You don't have to be in one place to be an actor. You don't have to be in one place to write scripts or to be a director. The world, I think, is more accepting now of these things. So yeah, it's much easier now. Okay. Next question is from Quio. Hi, Quio. Quio. Yeah, okay. Quio asked, have you been to Winter Wonderland already? And if not, are you planning to? Yes, I've been to Winter Wonderland. I went with Norman and 3 more friends. And we had so much fun. We went initially just to go ice skating, but we actually rode the rides. I rode a scary ride with my friends Martin and Paul. And yeah, we had sausages and sauerkraut and the works. So, and we wasted a lot of money on the games. So we're probably not going back anytime soon. But yeah, I have been to Winter Wonderland and it's beautiful. It's honestly like, if I would compare it to a theme park in the Philippines, it's more Star City than Enchanted Kingdom. But obviously more rides. So I'm getting pretty much the same questions around like favorite places, things to do in London. I did mention a couple of places that I hope you guys get to visit if you're here, or if you're stopping through, or if you're currently in the UK. Those are places I would go to. On the more technical side of things, yes, it is hard to move. You have to start from scratch. I think if I have to give a blow-by-blow of a series of what you need to do when you move to a different country, you are planning to move, I guess, sort out your visas first. When you get here, look for a place to live. I looked for an apartment. I was able to find an apartment in 1 week. It was quite easy. Go online, write the specifics of what you want. If you want a 2-bedroom place, a 1-bedroom place, which area you want to live in. Go to those places, visit it, ask the right questions. I didn't ask about heaters and stuff like that for winter months. But yeah, so ask about things like that. Ask about gas, water. Ask about how safe it is in that area. Open up a bank account. That part is hard. You can't open a bank account unless you have an address, and you can't rent a place unless you have a bank account. So there are a lot of situations when moving into a new country where it feels like it's chicken and egg, but you guys will figure it out. Life gets easier, I guess, in new places as the days go, and you start feeling more at home rather than a tourist. And I am happy to say that I do feel at home here now. I miss a lot of things, but I'm also gaining new memories here. And so yeah, thank you guys for your questions. Let's do a part 2 of this. I would like to see more challenging questions next time. So yeah, let's see. Also, I just want to answer this question that I see a lot, especially on Instagram even, or people just comment this on my photos. I'm not pregnant. I'm just enjoying my life. Not everyone who moves to a different country is pregnant. Sometimes, you know, people like me, we just want to come here to live. So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to address as well. I'm also not married. I'm also not engaged. So yeah, I think we have to get out of that mindset already that we move for people or we move because we want to get married or something like that. That's not always the case. Some people just have dreams and just want to explore a different part of the world, I guess. So yeah. Thank you guys for your questions. I will see you very, very soon. And I'm actually coming home quite soon to promote 366. So I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much and have a great day.